second chapter of Bhagavad Gita. So dharma api chaveksha na vikampitum arnasi dharmadhi yuddha shreyo anya kshatriyasya na vidyate. 31st shloka. Considering your specific duty as a Kshatriya, you should know there is no better engagement for you than fighting on religious principles. So there is no need of or hesitation. In the morning Bhagavatam we were discussing this point. What the point we were discussing? We were discussing in the morning about aham, mame, I and mine. So basically we have to deal with this. I and mine. I, what we are dealing with is I am the enjoyer. It's fine. We are looking at this word. Instead of looking that I am the servant of Krishna, we are looking at this word in the attitude, I am the enjoyer. Okay? This is the problem. And this is actually the source of all the trouble. And the second problem I am having is that not only I am feeling I am the enjoyer, just like a servant, you should always know the enjoyer is the master. His business is to supply for the enjoyment of the master. Correct? But generally servant becomes envious of the master. Nowadays. The same way we are envious of the Lord, Supreme Lord. And we don't want to supply for his enjoyment. Rather than that, our tendency is that if I can supply everything for my enjoyment, why he should do the enjoyment? And we are always making plans, constantly, everybody is making plans for different ways he is going to enjoy himself. Constantly this plan making is going on. This foolishness is going on at every. Prabhupada says a very nice word, hope against hope. He gives an example. Suppose you sit on a donkey and you give a grass, what the donkey feels? He feels one more step I take, I get the grass. Okay? But the arrangement is such he can walk for millions of years, he will never get the grass. The same way, Puna Puna Charvita Charvanaram, again and again we are planning in such a way. We are planning that I will enjoy in such a way, we are enjoying in such a way, we forget the very fact I am not the enjoyer. Sometimes people understand this principle. In mundane charity in this world, when they give food to a poor child and he eats the child smiles, they feel my life is successful. They get this idea that my happiness can occur because of others' happiness. People talk about it. If you can wink and smile in the face of somebody, isn't that the greatest thing in life? But actually this is just a reflection, because you cannot make anybody happy on material platform. The reflection of the real thing, that when Krishna smiles, I become happy. This is a devotee. And mameti means I am enjoyer and the whole world is existing for my enjoyment. Looks at this world, they have twisted the philosophy in certain religion. They say God has created this world for your enjoyment. Therefore they don't mind cutting and eating animals. This is they have been created for our enjoyment. Animals don't have soul, animals don't have consciousness. They have speculated like that. It's not correct. So now, having this disease, what is the disease we have identified? Aham. I am the enjoyer. And what is the second disease? The whole world exists for my enjoyment. Because how the first can be fulfilled without the second? I am the enjoyer, but the world is not for your enjoyment, then we are in trouble. Second illusion follows from that. This world exists for my enjoyment. Okay? But to dissolve this ahankara, one of the basic systems is varnashram. Okay? We talked in the morning about Bhagavatam, but that is very elevated. Let us, the simple thing in this sloka is concerned, varnashram. So a person, to the degree he is illusion, Brahmana is also an illusion, Kshatriya is also an illusion, Vaishya is also an illusion, Shudra is also an illusion. Each one should follow their Swadharma. Swadharma means the duty which is person takes a job in the society, that is Varnashrama, for which he is psychophysically best situated. And he is not the one who is going to decide today, child decides. No. Decision is made by higher authorities. There will be some experts, the Brahmanas, qualified Brahmanas, not birth. They will make the decision. His tendencies are in this nature. His abilities are in this nature. Just like when they go for, you want to join army, first thing they see your chest. Physically, whether he is situated or not. Somebody is like this and he says, what he will do? Just like Prabhupada was in England. So, he was waiting in the airport somewhere. He saw a woman police officer. So he said, directly she came to talk to Prabhupada. Prabhupada said, it's so artificial your job. You are a woman and you want to be a police officer? If I catch your hand, Prabhupada is laughing, you can't relieve yourself. You will only cry, that's all. What kind of police officer you can be? So the point is that artificially we should not try to do some job for which we are not situated. Today it is very fashionable. They put women in army, can't understand. So now, so everybody should be therefore at particular level, just like somebody is in first class, somebody is in second class, somebody in third class, somebody is fourth. We don't put everybody in one class. It is not communist people created that classless society. It never worked. It was a failure actually. And it was a failure. It cannot be classless. But equality is there, that is there on the spiritual platform. Prabhupada says very nicely, on the dancing platform, there is equality. When they chant and when dancing, Prabhupada uses the word. He stops using the word spiritual platform, he continues using dancing platform. He says when we are chanting and dancing in Krishna consciousness, we are all one at that time. Correct? Because we have come now to the spiritual platform. But in a society, general people who do not accept the process of dancing in Krishna consciousness, they, correct? Either we agree to chant and dance in Krishna consciousness, therefore Prabhupada said, but United Nations could not achieve, Krishna conscious movement has achieved that. When he was in Mayapur, and devotees came from all around the world and are dancing together. Prabhupada's United Nations was made for that only, correct? To unite the whole world. But they could not achieve that. Flags are only increasing. But Krishna conscious movement has achieved that. They brought people on this, but on what? Not a bodily platform, on spiritual platform. When devotees and spiritual ecstasy and bliss, they are dancing in love of Krishna. We are not presently in love of Krishna, at least shadow. At that moment, we have come over the material platform. Okay? We are now on the spiritual platform. But it is not true for people who are averse to taking the process of Krishna consciousness, so they have to pay the price. Pay the price of accepting Varnashram. That is the general. Prabhupada used to say many times, the process I have given of Krishna consciousness presently, that's what the Brahman is. Rigorous rules and regulations, following, unmotivated, uninterrupted devotional service. That's a general mass of people. Even if they come for our sessions, you see they generally be there. And sometimes we have festivals. We had some 2 weeks ago, we had 120 people sitting outside also. Now you see they disappear. Because it is this is too Brahminical for them. They like all this. Somewhere there is a Bhuta Puja in the night, and a chicken is cut, or the person eats, live they eat. He has to eat 4-5. He said, Bhuta has entered me, he eats 4-5. They like that. Whole night they sit. Night out they do. Correct? Night out. They like that. So point is that we cannot artificially put people all on the Brahminical platform. They have a desire for power. They have a desire for money. And they have a desire to sleep. Desire for knowledge is the Brahmana. Desire for power is the Kshatriya, desire for money is the Vaishya, desire to sleep is the Shudra. How we can put them together? They are different. Psychologically they are different. Even physically they will be different. Listen, sir bada Brahman ka pair bada Bhagavan. Something very different. You can't understand things. So, in a society, therefore, psychophysically people have differently situated, or look in another way. He is best to contribute to the society in a particular way. Why you want to artificially drag him like that? Suppose somebody has a tendency to Kshatriya, he can contribute so much to the society. It's like in my body. Suppose my hand has an injury, my leg has an injury. For both of them, I go to the doctor and pay the same thing. I'm not saying that I will not go to doctor because leg is injured. No. Yeah. Practically speaking, head is more important because if head is cut, I'm gone. Hand is cut, I can survive. So, practically speaking, true, Brahmana is playing a more important role in the society. He is giving a direction to the society. Therefore, Srila Prabhupada used to say, today in the society, we see there is no head, there are no arms. It's a headless society. It's a mad society. Because there is nobody in the society who is giving direction. Therefore, Prabhupada says, first thing I am creating Brahmanas. But he said, this work is only 50% done. Now I leave to my disciples to create Varnashrama in the society. It's an unfulfilled desire of Srila Prabhupada. So many devotees have said, first let us create Brahmanas itself, then we can go next step. Because Brahmanas will then train Kshatriyas. It's like, it's not that we have to get into politics. It's to train. There are a lot of people who come as congregation, they come to the temple, but they can be trained. And if they are capable, suppose we have how many Karnataka? 200 seats. Lok Sabha. So that is for your central government. For our local thing, I think 200. Huh?
24.
So we have trained 200 people. One, two, capable Kshatriya. Kshatriya means broad chest and you have to look for. And we train them. And they say, yes, you fight. We don't get it. And you take the power. Just imagine how beautiful the thing will be. And because already they have a relation, correct, to the Gita and Bhagavatam, there always is of this. There always they will invite the state festival. Just like in Rajasthan, Janmashtami is a state festival. It's a state festival. The newspaper, the front is a picture of Govinda Deva having Abhisheka that day, nothing else. And the chief minister, whole cabinet comes to attend. It should be like that. Main event. So it can be. It's not, Prabhupada says, it's not that we will not participate in politics. Krishna did. But we have better work to do, in one sense. Because Acharya has given a certain other order. Prabhupada has not given us this order. But we can guide and train. First we should be qualified Brahmanas. Then we have the power, capacity to train, just like Guru Nanak did. He also trained Kshatriyas. He was a great saint. So can we train? And we need Kshatriyas in the society. This is that. Now each one is doing their role, and when everything is nicely set, the whole society is nothing but a big temple. Anything you do in the society, it goes for Krishna's mission. Okay? Suppose you're working in a hospital, and the whole hospital, or in the whole, I don't know how to connect hospital to Krishna. Previously it was different. They will take the medicine in the name of the Lord, they will first pray to Dhanvantri. Or it's not. Prabhupada used to say Rakshasa treatment. So anyway, so now let us look at the holistic picture of the whole society. Suppose you are an auto driver and people have become all Krishna conscious. You take an auto and you drop somebody to the temple. You got credit of Krishna. So in that society, which is just like in a temple, people are doing different activities. So finally, Radha Govinda, they enjoy. Correct? Whatever you do, you clean the temple, you set the mic, whatever you do, finally, glorification of the Lord is happening. Great? The same way the whole society becomes Krishna conscious. Whatever you do in the society, it is credit for Krishna conscious. Therefore, Varnashrama is very nice. By our own work, somehow the work gets connected for Krishna's pleasure. My psychophysical nature gets satisfied. I want to earn money. I have been given a role to play. But finally the role will be go for the Krishna's pleasure. Just like Prabhupada had America open spiritual sky. Spiritual sky. They were buying incense from the some mathas in America, Ramakrishna. So Prabhupada said, why do you buy from them? Incense can be manufactured, it's very simple. So devotees made incense. And then it became, Americans are like enterprising, it became a big business. Some $3 billion a year business. In fact, ISKCON introduced Agarbatti in America, one of the main contributors of ISKCON. They didn't know about incense so much. And then later what happened, Prabhupada said, please stop this now, it is growing too much. Our business is to distribute Krishna consciousness. So in the meantime, when it was growing, at that time some grihasthas were doing that. So somebody complained to Prabhupada, our business to preach. Prabhupada can double take, no problem. But when it grew beyond a particular proportion, Prabhupada said, no, stop it. Then it was whole spiritual scandal dismantled. So the point is that there are so many factors to develop. Sometimes before I go forward now, somebody may say that then I should also study. All of us temple devotees study particular psychophysical nature and then become Brahmana, Kshatriya, Shudra. We should do that, but there are so many things involved. For somebody who surrendered to Krishna via medium of an Acharya, his duty then becomes to serve Acharya. That becomes his specific duty. Correct? Understand this point? What is the shloka? It says, Sarvatmana sharanam sharanyam gato mukundam parihatya kartum devashi bhutana ninam pitrinam na kinkaro nayam rini characha. It says so much obligation we have. All of us have so much obligation. Varna ashama not only purifies you from aham mameti, one more thing is doing you. It makes you fulfill this obligation. Okay? Today's society we see, everybody is talking about rights. Now there is the big thing going, children's right, woman right, this right, that right, Dalit right. So many rights. Brahmana right, this right, that. Everybody is fighting for our rights. Everybody wants reservation, everybody wants SC, ST status. They feel proud. I am a Shudra with a pride in culture. So, but people are fighting for rights, but they forget the Vedic culture was duty. So beautiful. What a beautiful culture. It says I am indebted. How do I am carrying a debt. And how do I fulfill the debt? That is my life. What is the debt? Devas. All the devatas are providing water, rain. That's why Nanda Maharaj wanted to do Govardhan Puja. Indra is providing us rain. We are gratitude to them. Rishis, great saints, so much knowledge they have given. So much knowledge. Such great personalities. And sometimes they used to tell Prabhupada, 5,000 years ago there were only monkeys. We have evolved now. Uncivilized people previously. Now we are in the summit of human civilization. Prabhupada used to say, they gave these wonderful books like Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavatam. Why don't you give one book like that? If you are civilized, let us see. It is actually a misnomer. Bad propaganda that we are advancing. We are not advancing. And then next thing was Rishi. So saints, we are very grateful. Such great saints. Vedavyasa was sitting in Badrikashram. And what product he has given. Pure. Can you imagine the consciousness? He's sitting there. Knowing past, present, future. Trikalagna. And giving a literature to the world. Shastra, Grantha they have given. Correct? Which is practical for all the time. We can't even imagine how much we should have gratitude to him today. Correct? We got guided because of him. Deva, Rishi. How do we come to know we are not body, we are Atma? On our own we can't figure out. It is because of Vedavyasa's work we are able to know something. Deva, Rishi. There are so many saints like that. All the Acharyas in Guru Parampara. Bhuta. Other living entities. We are getting milk from cows. We have to be grateful. And therefore Prabhupada said, such a sinful civilization. We take milk from the cow. Cow should become like a mother. And then we kill the cow. What kind of civilization is this? Deva, Rishi, Bhuta. Apna, friends. If you look at our lives, so many times, so many people have benefited us. Even our friends. So we should be grateful. Nrinam, Deva, Rishi, Bhuta, Atma. Bhuta, Apta. Nrinam, other living entities. Pitrinam. Pitrinam means our parents, our grandparents. So again we have gratitude there. Okay. So person, gentleman means he feels my life is to repay this debt which I am carrying. That is a gentleman. according to Vedic definition. Correct? Na kikaronayam ridi characham. I am a ridi. Ridi means where a rida. Loan. Correct? When some loan is there, always you are giving how to repay. In fact, Chanakya used to say, person is happy if he has no loan. And he doesn't have to go outside his house for work. Who is happy is two. Who doesn't have loan and doesn't have to go outside his house for work. Basically means outside, in his house itself, kheti is there. And he is very happy. And you see practically today, who is the person who is without a loan? Everything happens on loan or the credit card. And then, who doesn't go outside the house? Minimum half an hour, 1 hour, some people, at least in Bangalore we are lucky, not so much. In big metros, everybody has to travel for hours. In fact, in Bhagavatam it is said, the people face in Kali Yuga will be sad because their near and dear ones will not be with them. And that's the reality. All families are broken today. So many reasons. So a person's life has to repay the debt. But then Vedavyasa continues. Sarmatmaya sharanam sharanyam. But if you take shelter of Krishna, Sharanya means who is fit for taking shelter. Not that you take shelter of a fool. Krishna is worthy of taking shelter. He is worthy to be your master. We want to accept some master, but Krishna is worthy, he is so great. He is worthy to be a master. Gato mukundam parihita kartam. If you take a shelter of Krishna, all the debts are immediately dissolved. Just like in a root you put water, automatically the water goes. Yatha tarora moola nishechanena pippet tatskanda bhujo shaka. Prana upahara chaitendriyana tadhaiva sarvaranam. If you serve Krishna, automatically everybody is served. If you put water in the root, automatically whole tree is served. So when you take shelter of Krishna, by taking shelter of his pure devotee, your duties become now to serve Krishna. Otherwise, varnashram. You can't stand in between this way or this way. So varnashram is a system for purification of the society. Now go back to the shloka back again. Now what is happening is that certain things are there which may be surprising in the shloka. First thing, Kshatriya was taught to kill. Gandhi introduced non-violence. Prabhupada never agreed with that. He said nonsense. For a Kshatriya, non-violence doesn't make a sense at all. Non-violence is for a Brahman, not for a Kshatriya. Okay? If you go with a knife to a Brahmana, I want to fight with you. It's what nonsense. You go somewhere, I have to chant Hare Krishna, I have no time to. No, I am better warrior than you. Go to them, better warrior. Somebody came to Rupa Goswami. He came to Rupa Goswami, said, and then I want to debate with you. That's a nonsense fellow. Rupa Goswami said, why? I want to show that I am bigger scholar than you. So Rupa Goswami said, I'll write and give you a novel. He's a bigger scholar. And then he went out and he was showing to everybody. So Jiva Goswami is standing outside. Jiva Goswami is a nephew. There are three brothers, Rupa, Sanatana and Anupama. Anupama died early. So his son was Jiva. So he's their nephew. So what is that? No, Rupa Goswami gave me a letter. Now I am the Rupa Goswami, the chief of the Gaudiya Vaishnava Sampradaya. I defeated him. So I am the biggest scholar. He said, can we discuss something? And Jiva Goswami is one of the maximum shlokas. He wrote Shad Sandarbha, analyzing the philosophies which are even known on earth. Practically the philosophies, even deviations, even on the other planet. And he defeated all of them and upheld Krishna consciousness the highest. That is the work of a great acharya called Jiva Goswami. A lot of books he has written. Prabhupada said that book can be translated. When they asked Prabhupada which all books can be translated, they don't translate Shad Sandarbha. Quality translated. Prabhupada said, don't translate certain books which deal with intimate dealings of Radha and Krishna. There were conversations that went to Prabhupada, which books Prabhupada we can translate. He said, these books you don't deal because you people are not fit for it. You monkeys, these you philosophy you can study. You can take credit from them. So now the point came, so Jiva Goswami said that let us have a debate and he smashed him. Smashed Jiva Goswami. What he can debate with Jiva Goswami? Prabhupada said one of the greatest scholars to come on earth. Jiva Goswami, his role. Profound wisdom. And then after that what happened? He smashed and he went. So anyway, Rupa Goswami was not very happy. So why you have to do all this? Waste your time with these jokers. So he was a person, Kshatriya, trying to do work of a Brahmana. Don't have this kind to show that they are. So now what happens is that therefore a person is best situated. If suppose you want knowledge and you do work of a Kshatriya, you will be investment. You will not feel happy with that job. And you have a desire of power and doing work of a Brahmana, you do something like this, going to debate and to show you are greater than Guru, such a great thing. It doesn't fit. You are in a Vaishya, you are sitting in a shop and you urge for knowledge. You will not feel happy whole day just making money. Today this one profit, this one profit. But a real Vaishya is very happy. What is considered highest in the society today is third class in the Vedic culture. Correct? Who is most successful in the society today? Who made maximum money? Somehow or other he came, bought a particular land and that became 20 times the rate. He got money. He has a big car. Whole city thinks he's the most successful man. True? Even ministers go and worship him. That's the fact. Or rather than making the minister. So now that is not the way in the Vedic culture is third class. Today's society it is first class. Prabhupada said previously person advanced Sattva-guna is highest. Today person advanced Rajaguna and Tamoguna is the highest. This is the change in the society. The mark of success has changed today in the society. The standard of success has changed. So now what happens is that we have Kshatriya. Kshatriya, he has to sometimes punish. Kshatriya cannot be non-violent. His business is to punish. For that, if he has to see blood sometime, not like today, how many we see ministers have been indicted of having looted the country and cheated everybody. They are sitting on bail and even fighting election. There can be no bigger joke than that. And people will vote them back to power again. They will find a way to somehow get votes in that. No. The king used to hear in the open court who has done what? Okay, you are the one who has done murder? No sir, I am not. Bring the witness, they will speak. Have you done the murder? Yes. Bring my sword, cut his head in front of you. Finished. Not that it goes on the case for 100 years by the time he has a natural death. It is not like that. So Kshatriya, sometimes somebody has come like terrorists today. Why there are so many terrorists today? The basic reason is whenever the Kshatriyas are weak, the rogues and criminals start jumping. The Kshatriyas are strong. In many countries where the rules are very strict, there is no courage. Wherever administration is strong, people have, these jokers have no courage to do all this. Okay? So this is a system actually which is very good. A Kshatriya therefore have to see blood sometimes. In a war, in punishing, they have to see blood. How do they see blood? It's like in a medical you have a system. No? The first day they have to open the body, they have to see blood. Correct? And they fail. It needs a training. Suddenly suppose you say a Kshatriya, you kill in the court, somebody has done murder, he will also faint. So it's trained. So they will be called to the forest and they will attack some ferocious animals. Just like sometimes you hear carnivorous tigers and all are roaming in the villages and villagers together. It is actually protected animal. What do the villagers do? The children are being eaten. So what they do, they collect money together and they give a inam. Who will kill the tiger, we will give 1 lakh or 5 lakh. And somebody takes a gun and goes. That's what happens. So similarly, instead of that, they invite a Kshatriya king. They tell him, say, this is a problem, please come. And he goes. And he doesn't go with 100 machine guns like today. He goes with one knife, small knife. And he challenges the tiger and attacks him. Sometimes with bare-handed, sometimes with one knife, and he'll kill him. That is to be called, this is a real Kshatriya. It's known as chivalry. This is one of the qualities of Kshatriya. And then the tiger will be brought to the palace in a royal procession. So people are benefited because a dangerous animal has died. Kshatriya has benefited because they learned how to kill, correct, and see blood. So seeing blood is practicing that. So hunting is allowed for Kshatriyas. Today some parts of the world hunting is there even now. Prabhupada used to joke. And what they kill? Rabbit. What Kshatriya? What Kshatriya you are shown? This is the way they used to fight. Kshatriya, jokers. So this was the way. Take it down. And for a Brahmana now, it becomes a little difficult to understand. But we can understand in this way. Everybody cannot follow the highest principle of religion. Just like in a temple, when there is an arati done, and with a ghee lamp, and the Lord is being served, that is sattvic, or even shuddha sattva. And there is a worship happening, particularly in this belt it does not happen. That's because Devi Devatas are worshipped by Brahmanas, rather. Generally Shivali Brahmanas, they worship, and generally they don't encourage this slaughtering. But some people do the Bhuta Puja, correct? So, or some places we have temples of Devi Devatas where slaughtered animals are offered in sacrifice. It's a lower form of dharma. You cannot buy meat from the market and eat. You have to create yourself. In a temple, it's a lower tamasic people. The person is restricted. If you take 100 people who are meat eaters, collect them, and you tell them, mango, there is no shortage of meat eaters. You tell them you can eat meat, but you have to kill yourself. 90% will not. Because you can't do it actually. It is very difficult to do. Correct? You bring a goat and tell him, you can eat. Buy from market a goat and kill him. And then, not only that, he has to take it to a temple. Not Vishnu temple, the Devi temple. In the middle of Amavasya night, far away from the city so nobody can hear the cry of the animal, and offer to Devi the Bali. So the person has been given concession. Otherwise he will be outside religion. He has given concession with a restriction once a month. And the animal is benefited. How? Because he offers his life in front of the Devi. He immediately next life gets a human body. Anyway, he has to die one day. Dying pain is same. Either somebody cuts your neck or you die. Pain is same. Sometimes maybe it happens in 1 second. There it will take so much torture of the body and then he will die. And second thing is that Devi doesn't eat that meat. Devi is a Vaishnavi. Just like we are Patara Pusham Phalam Toyam, she also follows. Who eats is the Bhutas with the Devi. She is the wife of Bhutanatha, Lord Shiva. So the Bhutas are there. They are the ones who eat. So what people get prasada is Bhuta prasada. Not a Bhutani prasada. Not Devi prasada. They say Mahakali ka prasada. Mahakali is a Vaishnavi. Her other name is Vaishnavi. She can't touch. Actually they get his prasada of the Bhuta. They eat. Bhuta, they eat meat. They drink liquor also. Sometimes Chandi they offer liquor also. And so that is all around. So now it's a lower form of religion, and there will be some Brahmanas, not the highest category, some Brahmanas will do the job. When a Brahmana offers Bali, he is actually helping in the dharma, in restricting, otherwise he will unrestrictedly eat meat. Correct? So we say, no, don't worry, you are also under dharma, but under the restriction. So he will say, yes, I am under control of some restriction. And gradually, as understanding the whole process, he comes out of the whole thing. The mantra is Mamsa Khadati Iti Mamsa. Because I am eating this animal, one like this animal will eat me. So when he speaks all these things, gradually he will get a sense and will come out. So therefore, the person does not lose, he is restricted. The animal does not lose. Why? Because he is getting a human birth next life. And the Brahmana does not do because he participated in one kind of dharma which he is supposed to do. Nevertheless, sometimes somebody may say, why in Gita, then ahimsa is said to be a Devic Prakriti, it's a divine principle. I explained that many times. Ahimsa means, Prabhupada gives a very nice example. He says by nature, every Indian person born in this holy land of India is inclined to devotion service by nature. But artificially the leaders are dragging them away from service to the Lord. That is Himsa. Himsa means I have a right and you take it away. That is called Himsa. I have a right to become a servant of the Lord and you are dragging me away by your artificial propaganda, artificial, correct, message. You are dragging me away from shelter of the Lord. Prabhupada said that is Himsa. This lecture Prabhupada gave in India as a Grahastha. Somebody invited him somewhere and Prabhupada said, what is nonsense? non-violence. They had asked him to give class on Gandhi's non-violence. Maybe he had taken Banaprasad at that time, Prabhupada. I exactly don't remember. But it was much before Prabhupada went to America, much before, 10, 15 years ago. He invited Prabhupada to give class on Gandhi's non-violence. Prabhupada went as an acharya, banned him. What is the nonsense non-violence? Non-violence means people have a natural attitude to surrender to Krishna. You facilitate that in India. You are taking his right away. He has a right to surrender to Krishna. He is born in India, such a holy place, it's Punya Bhumi. And you are artificially dragging him away from the surrendering to the Lord. That is himsa. What nonsense non-violence you are talking from the openly told. What is non-violence? This is himsa, this is ahimsa. Okay? So on a spiritual perspective, Prabhupada is seeing such things. So we can understand this part also. So Prabhupada is saying here, as long as one is not liberated. Therefore, Prabhupada says this point. We are not liberated. That's what we do with Dharma Vibhava. When you are strictly following the Acharya, Acharya is liberated, he is a Mukta Purusha, you also act as liberated. You are not liberated. You act as liberated. Just like you are following the pure devotee. At that moment, because if you strictly follow the pure devotee, actually you become liberated. Otherwise, you act as liberated. And then in that condition, there are no duties of particular body and according to religious principles to act on this. Otherwise, if he is compromising on this, the Papa Karma will follow him like anything. And because there is a lot of Papa Karma, when you give up your duties in the society and take to there is a lot of Papa Karma. But if honestly you are surrendered to Krishna, it's like some relatives expect once in a while you take them out for something. Correct, your duty is obliged to you. But if you come to the temple, you are sitting in a program, correct? When you don't come to temple at the same time, don't help the relative, then you do Papa Karma. Okay? They may expect you will come, do some medical care. Okay? They may expect some relative, and it is right. As a relative, they can demand that. But you say, no, I am going to temple now. This is the time I get for temple, I am going to temple. So patient may demand, you should come. They say, no, Sunday evening at least leave me alone. But they may say, so but you don't come here, then Papa. Because she is sincere actually, in order to achieve liberation. So once one is liberated, the Swadharma duty becomes spiritual and one is not in the material bodily. Discharging one's specific duty in any field of action according to the Varnashram Dharma serves to elevate one to the highest level, like the gradual process, step by step. But now Krishna consciousness is, Prabhupada says, to say a lift. See, today we are not established Varnashram in the society. We are only giving Krishna consciousness, direct process of Krishna consciousness. And we are also conscious not everybody will take to it. Not everybody can take to it. But Prabhupada is to say, if one person people also take to it, it will create a revolution in the whole society. Okay? And we can slowly, Prabhupada wanted to set up Varnashram institutes, so that people, most of the people will go for the gradual process of reformation. But some people are fortunate. Koro Bhagyavanji, some fortunate, can take to the direct. Just like you are climbing a building, you can go by lift or you can go step by step. Varnashram is a step-by-step process. If you see all the Varnashram rules, basic moral etiquette. So, a Brahmana comes to the house, we should honor him, we should give him something to eat, we should be like that. Like everybody. Or our king comes, yes, we should honor him. That's not Varnashram, mostly moral codes. But following that, gradually you will be saved from the disease of Aham and Mameti. I am the enjoyer and the world is for my enjoyment. Slowly, gradually you are getting purified and progressing. But what we follow is a process of direct Krishna consciousness where a person is put on a list. Prabhupada Krishna consciousness process is so nice that immediately it brings the person on the spiritual path. It's a direct process. And how much, therefore, we should be grateful to watch it. for giving this process. All of us are becoming Krishna conscious because of mercy of Lord Chaitanya. And Prabhupada seeing this movement spreading all around the world, Prabhupada never took the credit. Prabhupada said, it is all happening by the mercy of Lord Chaitanya. That outlook we need to have. Everything is happening by the mercy of Lord Chaitanya. Otherwise, we have an example just like Kshatriyas are there. We have Jarasandha, the example of Jarasandha. But actually, every rules and regulation of Kshatriya was followed. What is the problem? There was no problem with that. He was not a devotee of the Lord. Correct? And that made everything wrong. So similarly, he is therefore referred to as a demon, as a Rakshasa. He is never referred to as a gentleman. So even though somebody may be doing so many duties, if he does not involve surrender to the Lord, he is still a demon. He is still a demon. Okay, I admit. Srila Prabhupada ki, Bhagavad Gita ki.